Austin.
Welcome to the LFG Pats Pod with your hosts, Joe and Mike. Let's go!
All right, welcome into the LFG Pats Pod. This is episode 33. Mike, it's just, I don't know what's happening anymore. I guess we're just going to win out the whole season. I'm kidding. Kind of kidding, but not.
No, he's half kidding. He's not all the way. He's half kidding.
We're riding the wave, boys and girls. We're riding this wave. I don't care where it takes us. We're riding this out. We got a lot to get into, a lot to unpack here. We were supposed to have BriTalksPats on, but I think he got stuck at work. So no big deal. We'll get you next time, Bri. But guys, we got a packed episode here. We're going to be talking about the Bucs game, all the great things we learned there. Some of our favorite young players breaking out. We got the Jets game coming up, which new fun thing that just came up. So I'm going to be attending the Jets game with Pat's Planet, Scotty B.
Heck yeah. Shout out Scotty B.
Scotty B. Shout out Fanatics. Fanatics is giving us the tickets. We're going to have field passes at the pregame and at halftime. I guess there's going to be a concert at halftime. I have no idea what that means.
Oh, really?
Yeah, something like some kind of concert. They said if you want to attend a concert, I'm like, what? Maybe Cardi B will be performing. I doubt it.
Who knows?
but no. So it's going to be an amazing Thursday, and then if you hang in for the whole episode, guys, we're going to talk playoffs. I just think it's apropos to the current situation that we're in right now. So yeah, great episode.
We control our own destiny, so let's see.
Yeah, I agree. So before we get into that, though, the sponsors, Horizon HVAC, guys. I just had my system checked probably 2 months ago. It's been running like a dream. I haven't been had to use it a little recently because of obviously we have the cold's kicking in, so the heat might turn on here and there. But I have my wife pretty well trained. This house is a meat locker at all times. So, but Horizon HVAC is amazing. These guys, I can't. Pete from Foxborough Fells actually has got the gold package. He just signed up for the gold package, so he'll be getting 2 visits a year. Everything's covered as far as regular maintenance goes. Give him a call. Mike Cesarone is the owner. Guy's awesome. And then we got Rogue Island Kitchen and Bar. So, guys, our event there was amazing. The food, everyone was raving about the food, the beer, the drinks, the service, everything. There's guys working there from Ireland and France. I forget their names. Pierre's one of them, the guy from France. You can't forget a guy named Pierre from France. And I forget the guy from Ireland, but some characters working there.
I thought it was Colin or something, but I can't.
Colin sounds right. Colin or Connor. I wanted to say that, but that sounds very...
I don't want to be dismissive of the great work that they do. So I don't want to guess at the names, but it was a very Irish sounding and a very Irish guy. And he took fantastic care of us. And he will continue to do so when we go back there for the playoff run.
Exactly. So we will definitely be setting up another event. So stay tuned on that, guys. Rogue Island Kitchen and Bar. It's in the arcade in Providence, the oldest mall in America. The place is legit. Ryan Bissett. Tell them LFG Pats Pod sent you. We actually have some listeners that go there now on a regular basis, and they're like, hey, ever since I came to Rogue Island, we haven't lost, so I keep coming. So check it out.
Bring it in.
So, Mike, you came back from Barcelona, Spain. You were there for a week. You got to watch the game a little late. I know you were like traveling right during the game, so you came in. You watched the game late, but did it disappoint, Mike? Let me know. How'd you feel about it?
No, I mean, I can't dismiss a loss against a good team. Okay, so the Bucs were our biggest challenge since we faced the Bills several weeks ago. We've had a couple of walkovers, which, normally I wouldn't say that, but we're turning into the type of team that is learning how to walk over bad teams. So we had a couple of matchups where those teams just weren't on our level, and we are officially on that level now. I'm not saying elite, but I'm saying top tier. I put them in the top 5 in the whole entire league right now. I'd power rank them at number 5 right now, to be honest with you. So as far as the Bucs game went, it was real back and forth. Now, I had a different perspective of it because I always watch these games live, but I was literally in transit over the Atlantic while they were playing the game. I didn't have internet service. We didn't have Wi-Fi on that flight, so I couldn't watch or I couldn't even get any updates. I had to wait until I touched down into Logan in order to fire everything up. And once I fired it up and saw the final score, I was super pumped. And then we got home, and the first thing I did, obviously, when I got home, before sleeping or unpacking, or doing any stuff, the first thing I did was watch the game front to back. And if I didn't know what I knew, then I would have been biting my nails literally the whole time because it was that kind of game, especially that sequence at the last part of the first half to close out the first half. If I was watching that live, I would have been pulling hair out of my head because of what they were doing there. But knowing that it worked out, I was like, oh, I can't wait to see how this plays out. I knew the broad strokes, but I didn't know the details. So when I saw it, I'm like, and I told you, Joe, I'm like, what a ballsy set of friggin' defense right there.
I had people texting me. They're like, "Wait, that was the worst tush push I've ever seen." I'm like, "No.
It
They're not
wasn't a
trying to
tush
get it in.
push.
They're not
They
trying to get it in. This is a ballsy, like, I'm gonna
and you
suck up as much clock as possible and still score."
So
Wild.
it begs the question though, Joe, like, is that cocky bordering on arrogance, or is that just smart football play? What do you think about that?
I enjoy it because for two reasons. One of the reasons is Trevion Henderson on that second handoff. The amount of heroics that the Bucs had to pull off to keep him out of the end zone was absolutely insane.
Yeah, he should have scored on that. You're
He should have
right.
scored.
Yeah.
He was 6 inches away, and it was literally a player with their arm on his arm, like it was freak play. And then if we have a little clip here from ZB where this play, they had this in the bag and it was a setup, and ZB explains it really well with Diggs, and I think I want to say it was Hooper or Henry. And then last week, and the video gets into this, they ran the opposite play. So I think they set up the defense here and they trusted May and Diggs. I mean, that's what we've been talking about.
Balls,
right? You put your players in a position to that play was definitely on a special side of his play sheet, and that's a touchdown play. That is what that play is drawn up for. I'll play the clip and stop talking because ZB does explain it really well.
Just the balls on this call on 4th and 1. Diggs gets his toes in. May makes a beautiful throw, but they're going to run an inverted smash. So Henry's going to run a little hook. It's actually a whip route. And Diggs is going to run a flag. And you're going to see Antoine Winfield give him free access because he's expecting something else. And what he's expecting is a little smoke route because they ran this the week before. Will Campbell's going to little cut block down. Mac Hollins is going to run this little pick. And Stephon Diggs is going to get this easy score on the smoke route. Except this time, all that execution pays off. One hell of a call.
it was.
This is why when people watch football, they think it's just a bunch of dudes out there like grunt match. It's like no. It's a chess match. They know that they watched that play they scored on last week. Every scoring play that defense knows, right? And so they're saying, okay, we're going to set you up and think we're doing the pick route, and we're going to go to the corner instead. And so this is how the NFL is, right? If you score on something, expect your next week's team to understand that and plan to shut that down.
We got Mike Rognick. He's listening. Can we bring him in? Can we bring Mike in? Can we add him to the list if he's available?
Absolutely. I love having Mike on.
We'd love to have Mike in for his way in too. He loves our coach. I love our friggin' coach. Our coach
Absolutely.
our coach is a friggin' beast. Hit him up. Let him let's bring Mike Rodnick in. He always has some good analysis. He's always got good stuff to say about it. He's always got a unique perspective.
Maybe we'll have him on with BriTalksPats next week, right? Because we had him on last time together. Maybe we'll have him on together again.
That would be fantastic. Can we bring him in right now or no?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, that's a very impromptu ask.
Well, he's available, so I figured maybe, I
Mike,
don't know.
if you're available, we'll have you on. I don't care. We'll
Yeah,
throw him in live.
the more the merrier. We always like to have our friends on the show, whenever we can. But what he's saying is the exact same thing that I feel. Vrabel believes in his guys. He has super unwavering confidence in his guys right now. And you want to see that. That empowers these men to go out there and do their job. And he's a player's coach. They keep talking about it. They're like, not only is he just a player's coach, but he friggin' cares about us. You saw when Christian Barmore got hurt, he got suspended, or he was like sat out for the first quarter last week, and then he gets hurt, and then Vrabel's the first one out there holding the guy's hand, making sure he's ready to go. So these guys are bought in to Mike Vrabel, and why shouldn't they be?
100%.
Because he's a tough bastard. All right. He says he means what he says what he means, but they all know where it comes from, the type of place. It comes from a place of a former player. And people love that shit. And Mike Rodnick is on the show. Heck yeah.
I
What's
love
up,
it.
guys?
The
All right,
impromptu
buddy.
join. Let's go. He's in the chat. We're like, you know what? Let's just bring him on.
Yeah,
not?
good to have you. We saw you were available, man. We figured, hey, why not? Let's bring you in.
You were in Tampa, right?
I was in Tampa.
You were in Tampa. I can see you got a little color.
Oh,
I would-
I came
I would
home
love-
with some sunburn where I can see in Pennsylvania. I saw my breath when I got out of the car. I'm like, this is different.
I would love to hear about that experience going down
Yes.
to Tampa. I heard there was more Patriots fans than there was Bucs fans.
It was incredible. I mean, like first off, the trip to try to get down there was wild. I had weather slowing me down and the government shut down. I didn't get to my bed until 4 a.m. on Sunday, so I was rocking 4 hours of sleep. And walking over to the stadium, it was incredible. Seeing the amount of Patriots fans there. I got to meet Pete for the first time, so that was awesome. So we got to hang out.
Oh, that's great, man.
Yeah,
That's right. He was
a lot of
too, yeah.
What's it? Babs was down there. There was a ton of Patriots.
Yeah, there was a ton of people. I didn't get to go to the Saturday night party that they had in the Tampa club, but yeah, in the stadium, man. I mean, I think what was the most amazing, like when you're at a home game, when the opponent has the ball, they're always like, get loud, everyone. When the Bucs had the ball on third downs, it was extremely loud. There was like Bucs fans doing this. It was absolutely incredible. It was a home game away for Patriots.
I love that. Did you bring your kid, or you went solo?
No, it was just me. It was a work trip that I worked in Little Fun at the same time. So
there you
go.
Wow. Nice.
It kind of sounds like my past week too, except I was over in Spain. I would have. I'm not going to say I would have preferred to be in Tampa, but I did miss. I would have enjoyed being in Tampa. I'll tell you that much right now. I'm still jet lagged out right now, but I'm super happy about the win.
It was, you guys were talking about the play before halftime. I mean, I was in that end zone, so I had like end zone seats, and that was like my heart was racing. I'm like, this is big, because we get the ball after halftime. I'm like, we're down. I mean, this would be big. I'm like, oh my gosh, we're gonna go for it. I was on the edge of my seat. I really couldn't see. I'm trying to look down there, but hearing the fans cheering. I'm like, all right, were they Bucs fans cheering, or were they the Patriots fans cheering? And then I saw the hands up. I'm like, oh my gosh, let's go.
So yeah, you see what Vrabel's trying to do is double dip at the end of first halves, and then
how many times has he done that? It's been incredible.
A handful, and it makes a huge impact on the game when you can score to end the first half and then score to open up the second half. It's a huge, and I think my word for it is ballsy. I think he's being ballsy about some of these decisions that he's making, but they're all coming up roses right now. Yeah. Now, whether that comes home to bite him at one point or another, that remains to be seen. but I don't see it biting him in the next couple weeks because we still have cupcakes on our schedule until our bye.
Yeah.
So we are in a prime position to take the power lead, the number one seed. We have inside track at the number one seed based on strength of schedule right now against the Broncos and the Colts. That's who we're looking at. We're all 8-2. The three of us are all 8-2. I don't believe in the Colts. Me and Joe were just talking. The Broncos offense is trash. I think Daniel Jones can be exposed at all given points. And if Jonathan Jones wasn't an otherworldly person, then they might not be 8-2.
Taylor, yeah.
But yeah, that's what I meant. I'm sorry, Jonathan Taylor. But we have the more complete team than those two teams. So it's coming up roses for us, Mike. What do you think about that in the next couple of weeks here?
I mean, I don't know why, but I don't want to say leery about Thursday night. I mean, they just had a yard sale.
It's tough. We're banged up. It's a little bit tough. It's a quick turnaround, but it's a quick turnaround for the Jets too, and they suck.
It is.
So
I mean, when you look at this season so far, how many divisional game upsets have there been? The Giants beat the Eagles, the Bengals,
the Dolphins
beat the Steelers,
just beat the Bills.
We beat the Bills. Yeah. So I was like, I think I saw the points on FanDuel is -12.5.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
I saw 11.5. Does that change again? Holy crap.
Yeah, I mean, I'll do a little spoiler. Like my score, I'm thinking 30-20. I don't think we're going to cover, but I'm seeing like maybe a late touchdown by them to get them within 10. So that's just that's my little spoiler take on there. But to what you said, just about the gutsiness of Vrabel, I think we're 12 for 15 on fourth downs this year. We're third in the NFL. I think we're second in NFL on fourth down defense, allowing 33% to convert. I know we had a fourth down on Sunday where we didn't get, but it didn't feel demoralizing. And I appreciate how he believes in his defense and his offense to make the play. Like you said, it's not going to always be roses, but so far 80% of the time that has been. And dude, let me tell you, Craig Woodson had that great pass back or breakup at the end there.
Arguably the play of the game. Arguably.
Incredible.
Yeah, it's amazing that we have a fourth round safety who we all thought would be just kind of eased in, and nope, full complement of snaps basically from week 3.
99% snap count from the beginning of the season.
Not from not we got week 1, but I mean he definitely was up there 80-something%. I mean, it was ridiculous. So none of us predicted that. None of us predicted him come out of the gate and getting that many looks.
You can see the type of player that Vrabel likes. He obviously likes his guys like Jalen Hawkins and Craig Woodson. Would you guys have predicted that to be our starting safety tandem at the beginning of the year? But he obviously fits whatever he's trying to do. Those two dudes fit it. He loves Hawkins at the free safety. He loves Craig Woodson in the box. Yeah. And those guys are both coming up roses on that one. Yeah. So far he's been spot on with it.
And somehow Ellis, Gibbons, and Spillane is working out right now. Dude, I don't know how this is possible. From week 1, no one could tackle, no one could cover. Then Spillane started to kind of see the light. He improved. Yeah. He had I think it was week 3, he had a bounce back week, and then it was just ever since he's been solid. Now
Gibbons had a good game.
Gibbons had a great game. Yeah, Gibbons and Ellis both were all over the place. So
wait, Ellis was out, I thought, wasn't he?
I think Ellis was out.
Oh, sorry. Gibbons,
Jelani Tavai.
Yeah.
Jelani Tavai. He got a bunch of early snaps. He started and he got a bunch of early snaps, but those ended up morphing into Jack Gibbons and Robert Spillane as the two off-ball linebackers, and they both delivered.
When you look at our free agent class, which one's not producing? I mean, where's the lame duck in the free agency class so far?
Even Chason, right? Chason came up big again. It's like
even Chason, he caused Keon White to get shipped out of town. Chason,
absolutely. But he started off the year. We were like, all right, he's kind of maybe just an edge rusher, just a speed guy, just a this, maybe a flash in the pan. Who knows? And now he's every week making plays. Every single week, he's either pressuring or making actual sacks, touchdown, you name it. I mean, this guy's I've said this 100 times. It's like the stars have aligned. Whatever has decided, like at the beginning of the season, whatever was decided by the football gods or whoever, I don't know. It's crazy. It's like
the front line. The front line has a rotation going on right now where you got Chason and Landry on the edges, but then they're putting in Anthony Jennings and Elijah Ponder.
Ponder had a big play. Yep.
He had a big play, and in the interior of it all, you got all your three guys. You got Tonga, Williams, and Barmore. But they're
Tonga, right?
Oh my God, we're gonna talk about Tonga in 1 second. Okay, that guy's a friggin' animal. But then they're putting in this Corey Durden guy and Josh Farmer. Corey Durden had 30 snaps, so he's fully invested in the rotation there. They're keeping their front horses fresh, and these guys are actually making plays. So you have to love that.
Yeah, and I feel like that's why we haven't been bitten by the injury bug too much, because of that rotation. Legs are staying fresh more often. And I mean, I think I saw Diggs play 59% of the snaps, which he came up big. I think it was 5 for 46 on a tutty. So it's the ball spread, keeping fresh, and they're making plays when we need them to make plays.
Absolutely. I love the stable of horses they have up front. It's really exactly what you just said. But that segues into the man of the hour, the Tower of Power, Tyrus Conga. This guy, first of all, he's our nose tackle, and he moves bodies. I love the 5-man front that they have with Tonga and then Williams and Barmore and then Landry and Chason on the edge. I love that 5-man front. But now Tonga's getting in. He's getting involved on the offense, and he's a people mover. He's moving people around.
He plays all three phases by spinning and falling down.
He played special teams too, right? I mean, this guy fucking plays everywhere. It's ridiculous.
That 69-yard run, the game-winning run from Travion.
Yeah,
he blocked the guy and then fell down, and
the whole team fell down. He made the whole team fall down.
You think Jack Westover could have done that? You know what I mean? So it was friggin' nuts. And then how about Travion tailing his route off to look at the? He's so fast that
he's literally the Flash. He's literally the Flash. Pausing.
Barry Allen. Oh
yeah,
my
he's Barry Allen, dude. Is what he is.
He had time, and he's like, "Look, I gotta tell you, half the guys are telling me to go down, half of them are telling me to go in." And he's like, "I'm just gonna run it in right here, right now." Dude, it was the right decision to make.
Twice, it was incredible to see that speed.
It was insane.
So then we talk about Drake May. So Drake May has his, I don't know, not perfect game, I guess. He's not above 70%, not above 80, 90% like he's been in some of these games. He started out a little slow. It seemed like the wet ball or something was getting to him where he was kind of.
He was floating them.
Balls were floating. He's kind of opening his hand up a little too much with, maybe the ball he didn't have a right ball feel, it didn't seem. But look at all these guys that step up, and you still have like 4 or 5 signature Drake May throws that he's this, this was Josh Allen like 2 or 3 years ago where he's and Mahomes, right? Where they're making these throws off platform, dip the hip. This one play, I got to show it. This is the Kyle Williams touchdown. And
he got his ass kicked. He got blasted on that play.
With both hands the whole time. So he didn't.
So Kurt Benkert.
He's learning.
Kurt Benkert, who was a Drake May hater at the beginning of the season, he actually has a bet with somebody, I forget, about the stats of his, and he's
with Scout MD Dan.
It was scouted. So he's actually pretty much conceded. He's like, I was wrong. But this breakdown is great. I want to play it real quick.
We're gonna get another MVP caliber play from Drake May. Watch how this plays out. So we have a 5-man rush with man behind it everywhere. Man. one high safety down here, and we're going to end up having 2 crossers. Okay. The guy from this side is going to be the lower crosser, and the guy on the other side is going to be the higher crosser. Watch how this plays out. So Drake May is going to do the deep play action. He's going to drop back. And right here, this is the problem. So 23 right here has this guy in man. And a lot of times when your guy blocks in man, you will green dog and blitz. Well, here, instead of blitzing, he's actually going to end up being a plugger. So Drake May, knowing that he's got trail technique and a guy beating him on a crosser, can't actually throw this ball here because this guy's in the window. So what is he going to do? He's going to wait for him to clear. That's a problem because you have a tight end right here that is losing on a pass rush, which is a bad matchup. Like, I don't blame the tight end at all. But the clock is ticking. And watch how he navigates this. So he's going to do a slight slide, but really drop of the hip, drop of the arm angle to be able to not let this pass rusher affect this throw because he has to wait for the next window. If this ball is underthrown, he's hit on delivery or any of that, if this ball's not accurate, this is a pick 6 to the house. But he's going to dip and rip and put this ball perfectly past the defender in what really is the third window of this throw and drop a dime. And the receiver's going to do the rest. Now, if he did not drop a dime, like we said, this guy right here could have undercut this easily. But because it's an upfield throw to a receiver that's in stride, he gets here we go. He gets maximum yak, takes it the distance. And that's the difference between a sack fumble, a tipped pick, an underthrown pick 6, and a touchdown. And that's what Drake May's been doing a lot this year. It is hard to do that consistently, but some way, somehow he's been doing it. And that's why he's leading the MVP race this morning.
Because he put that ball right in the crook. Right in the crook of Kyle Williams' arm.
With a guy in his face. I mean,
first of all, it's a Josh McDaniels play. Okay. He dialed that thing up very specifically against that defense.
Right.
But you need to execute. Yeah. And Drake executed with a dude right in his grill piece and put it right in the arm of Kyle.
I've been saying this all year. They need to design a play to get him with a bunch of grass in front of him. Get him the ball with grass in front of him. If you watch Kyle Williams tape, he is literally in college running away from a whole field of people. He gets the ball. He's on the same level as everybody, and then he's just faster, and that's it. And it's already over. And so I've been saying, just get him the ball in space, get him a nice – now, that was not an easy one. That was a hard throw. That was a catch where he had to be in the perfect spot to be able to make that and go up the sideline like that.
Yeah.
But it's
I just don't know if Kayshon Boutte is healthy. I don't know how many snaps there are for Kyle Williams. That's all I have to say because the other 3 receivers, the other 4 receivers are playing at an extremely high level right now. And Buffalo has to be pissed off because we have Stephon Diggs and Mac Hollins, and they're our 2 biggest playmakers right now, and they don't have them. And if Buffalo had them, they'd be a better team right now. So they're going to be a little bit mad. But we have a good rotation of receivers right now that all know their role and they all know what they have to do. And it was a mix and match at the X position. Kyle Williams, yes, he's supposed to be the next X up. But I saw them line up Mac Hollins and Stephon Diggs at that X position, and they were usually motioning them in. They weren't making them run true X routes, but the fact that they were doing it means that there's even more versatility within that wide receiver room for Drake May to have some fun with,
Yeah, I think it's great because we don't have to rush Boutte back, especially this week.
Yeah.
Keep him sidelined. I don't love.
I keep everybody sidelined, to be honest.
I'm with you. I think Ramondre, we're not rushing him back. I am worried about Trevion getting too many carries because he did hyperextend the shit out of his knee.
Hey, give me Terrell Jennings and D'Ernest Johnson. I'll take that. We can win with those 2 dudes and let everybody else get off on this mini buy and get healthy and then come back for the next week. I swear to God, you got those two guys, you're going to be all right. It's the Jets, for crying out loud, okay? I don't have any respect. Jarek Wilson's not there. They're not showing. Aaron Glenn won't tell us which quarterback he's starting. It's like, bro, really? Like, what?
Does it matter?
Does it friggin' matter at all?
Eyes are gonna be on Breece Hall. Breece Hall is gonna be the stop.
It's Breece Hall. It's literally sell out on Breece Hall, and that's all you have to do because Garrett Wilson's not there. You got what? I mean, who's their second receiver now? They got a Donai Mitchell from the Colts. He just shipped in last week in a trade. And then it's like Mason Taylor. I mean, there's no one that we have to be scared of.
If you look at their stats, Breece Hall had 1 catch for 42 yards. He led the team. The second leading receiver had 4 yards. I mean, it was ridiculous.
Yeah. Exactly. Justin Fields had like 45 yards passing, and that's
54 yards, and he had 42 of them on 1 catch, and it was exactly pass.
That's his average like stat for a game. So how can I be like how can I be scared of that at all? And if it was Tyrod Taylor, how could I be scared of that either? So I don't, and they just shipped out all of their defense, the entirety of their defense. They had had 4 sacks this past game, but that's not really gonna affect anything that
they still have some players on defense. I don't think they're as bad as some people think, but
I do.
Vrabel will have them ready,
but Josh McDaniels will have a field day with this defense for sure. Because look what we just did to the Bucs, right? The Bucs are a top 5 defense. The Browns are a top 5 defense. What do we do to them? So
Vrabel's not gonna like let these guys rest on their laurels. He's already like drilling it in. The second they won that game against the Bucs, he was like, "All right, great win. We have a short week. We have to get down to business. We got to get down and dirty right away and scout our next team." Yeah. And so that's what he's doing right here. He was like, "No, this is Wednesday," and he's talking about Monday. On a Monday, he's like, "This is Wednesday," and then Thursday and Friday. That's how they do their thing. So they didn't even do the Monday work where they go back and fix all the mistakes from the last game because they have this next game going. They have to skip over that and go into the preparation for the next game, which I don't have any problem with at all.
Right.
Because the more prepared you are for your opponent, the better off you're going to be. And he understands that, and he's trying to get these guys to turn the page. Every player said it after the game, like they knew what was going on. Right. They're like, it was a good win, but we have a quick turnaround. And once we get this quick turnaround and get this win, we have a mini bye, and then we have games against what? The Bengals and the Giants.
Cincinnati, then a bye. No, then the Giants.
And then a bye after that. So we have a mini bye, 2 games, and then a full bye.
And we're in December. My gosh.
It's coming up roses. The whole schedule is just coming up roses for the Patriots right now. And I tell Joe, like, the other shoe's gonna drop at some point because Vrabel's so ballsy. And he's so aggressive about what he does, and it might backfire on him in a certain situation, but it's certainly not going to backfire on him leading up to this bye in this next couple games that we have to deal with, because I don't consider them competition on the same level as us. I wouldn't have said that 5 weeks ago, but this team has continually proven to us that they know how to win close games. And we haven't had that in quite a good amount of time. So if we know how to win close games, and situational football has a huge amount to do with it, coaching, John Stryker, the stretch, that guy Stretch, he is like pulling all the plugs with all the situational stuff that he tells Vrabel to do, and it's all coming up roses. So I have full confidence going into the bye, getting 3 more wins, and then we can deal with the Bills and the Ravens wherever they're at when that time comes. But it's rosy conditions for the Patriots right now.
No, I like how I think I saw Evan posted that Drake May, he said, rather than practicing indoors, they wanted to practice outdoors. Vrabel was going to give him the chance to leave 25 minutes early, but to say, no, these meetings are important. So yeah, they're bought in on what Vrabel is building.
100%.
And I think
he's
I said
testing them
before.
on that.
Yeah.
He's putting the test out there, and they're going, no, outside.
Yeah, he's keeping them focused. They're dialed in, and he's drinking the Kool-Aid, and and the whole team's surrounding him because he's showing how he believes in them. You know what? Get those yards. You know what? Stop them from getting those yards. He's putting them in that position they're on the team for a reason. He brought in the perfect compliments. The draft class looks absolutely so good right now.
Ridiculous.
Like everyone is producing to some degree. Swinson, I still think he's going to get his opportunity this year. It's gonna happen, but everyone is getting an opportunity thus far. And even Ponder and Chisholm, undrafted free agents, they're getting little spots too.
Yeah, Elijah Ponder. I mean, they're giving him significant snaps on the second unit at the edge, and he came up with He came up with at least one disruption and one sack.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just another example of the type of player that Vrabel wants to have on his team. And I think it's skill set, yes, but I think it's more about attitude with Vrabel, about how he wants his guys to think the game. And the narrative the past couple games is that Mike Vrabel and John Stryker, or Stretch as they call him, are thinking the game, and they're out coaching people. And we God knows we didn't have that last year because we had no situational awareness in any way whatsoever. So is the arrogance warranted? Is it going to fall down to earth, or is Mike Vrabel the coach of the year because of his approach right now? Because I think he's the front runner for the coach of the year now.
Has to be. Nobody adjusts better in the second half than this team, to the point where Boston sports media is saying, kind of alluding to, are we cheating?
Yeah, I saw
which
that.
is laughable. But I love it. I mean, to me, it's great. It's like the hallmarks of a successful team. People think you're cheating. People think, oh, how are they this good? Well, guess what? Sometimes some teams are just more prepared, and that's just the end of it. That's just, I mean, clearly we're a team that sees what you do during the game. We see what you study your tape before the game, and once you run out of your script, and once you run out of your plays, I mean, every game has that feel. Oh, if I get text, my phone blows up. Oh, the patented slow start. Here we go. And even Bryson, right, with the another comeback win, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's all the same stuff. It's literally, we go down. If you don't put 14 to 20 points on us in the first half, good riddance. You have no shot. And this is where we're going to look at the playoff picture. I think it's going to be interesting. You look at these teams and you're like, I don't know. The Super Bowl is not out of the realm of possibilities, especially when Drake May is making throws like this. I want to show this clip.
Now that was one heck of a play, man.
Are you hands on the ball, me? Like waving it around, keeping it close.
Are you, with Vita Vea screaming across your face? You basically stop quick and make him basically Olay him. You let him go right by you, and then Mac Hollins, who, holy shit, I owe him an apology. I thought for sure, Mac Hollins would be like a Kendrick Bourne-esque player. Like, he'll have some catches here and there when you need him to, but he won't be. And this guy stepped up, man. This guy is unbelievable. He is just as dependable as every other player on that field. Yeah. I think the craziest thing about this team is Vrabel's confidence, and our offense and defense is confident. Everyone's confident. I don't see one player playing without confidence, and it's
because they're getting coached up that way. Mike just said, watch Drake May's hands. Both hands are on the football. That wasn't the case last year. They're coaching that into him to keep both hands in traffic on the football, and then pat and release when he needs to.
I mean, that was a big issue on why Falcons was closer, right? That's how they scored that or almost scored that touchdown before, Will Smith's 40 time came into play, or Will Campbell's 40 time came into play. So, I mean, yeah, he learned, and it was that opportunity where he dove in and huge play.
He takes the coaching, and he's 23 years old. And I don't even think he's played his best ball yet. He didn't have a great game this last game.
Well, this is where we talk about is the bottom going to fall out? Was that an evidence of the bottom falling out? And look what happened, right? We still won.
Is that his worst game?
Is that going to be his worst game? And we're like, okay, well, he still had 5 dimes that he threw. Granted, he threw a pick that was, I think he'll learn from that. He'll learn to keep that ball a little outside and put it in only a spot your receiver can get it.
Yeah.
That comes with time. That player peeled off and made an amazing play in the end zone. So I don't think it's the worst play in the world, but he's still going to make adjustments off that. He's still going to say, okay, 6 inches out,
Well, yeah, a lot of people criticized him for his answer to why he threw that thing, and he said it was a little bit curious because he said, "No, I would make the exact same throw. It was just a bad read, and there was just an extra guy there." I'm like, okay, well, then you shouldn't have made the throw. but the point is that his point was, without in so many words, was saying, I'm still gonna try to give my guy a chance. He just missed the throw. If he put the throw a foot over toward the sideline, he might have had a chance on it. But I like the answer that he gave. Even though a lot of people don't like it, you would still make that same throw? Like, what are you, an idiot? But he would make the same read, just make a better throw. You know what I mean? That's what he meant by that. And I like that. He's like, I'm not going to change my approach. And he shouldn't change his approach, man. His approach is friggin' spot on. He's a friggin' gunslinger, and he's getting stuff done. And Mike Felger was on the radio today. He's like, I remember this with Brett Favre, and Brett Favre was like, I'm just going to do what I want to do, and I don't care what anybody. All right, you don't compare the two, all right? No. Brett Favre was a douche, okay? Drake May's a good kid, okay? And he's trying to make the right play. He's not saying F everybody else for my own personal sake. He just misplaced the ball, and he threw it a little bit too late. But his general overall processing, you don't want him to be afraid to put it in a tight window going forward. And his comment reflected that he doesn't want to change his approach. He still wants to be aggressive and give his guys chances. So I didn't have a problem with the thing that he said about it.
I agree, Mike. All right, so one thing I want to get into, we will get to predictions with the Jets, which I think we're all on the same page here that it's probably going to be at least a let's say 2-score game. But will it be 10 points? Will it be 14 points? I don't know. I don't necessarily care, to be honest. But I want to pull up this graphic. I want to pull up the playoff picture graphic here, because as of today's standings, and let me just hide the comments here. As of right now, we pull the Bills at home. So it's interesting. I think we're going to see that matchup in December anyway. But let's not look at that. I want to look at the rest of these teams, right? We talked about the Colts, right? Jonathan Taylor is having a historic run. This guy's pulling out Marshall Faulk, LaDainian Tomlinson-esque year. I don't know what he's going to end up with for stats. But when it comes down to it, guys, like, our number one thing on defense is stopping the run. Like that, exactly. We shut down players. And I think that as far as Daniel Jones goes, he's not the best quarterback that we'll face by the end of the year. I mean, but
last 2 games, Allen, looks really spotty.
Yeah, exactly.
He sucks, man. He sucks. I don't care what anybody says. We're loading the box 8 heavy and taking our chances with their guys outside. I am not afraid of the Colts at all, man. I know the formula to beat that guy.
And their defense plays well, But again, if we shut
They got
down
a good
Jonathan
defense.
Taylor,
They got a good defense.
if we shut down Jonathan Taylor to an extent, the Broncos, we've talked about them. Their offense is super suspect. Their defense is legit, but their offense is very shutdownable. And then the Chargers, I feel like they're in the mix too, but I'm not as scared of their defense. I think I'm actually more scared of the Chargers than I am the rest of the teams, to be honest, because I believe more in Justin Herbert than I believe in Aaron Rodgers and the other quarterbacks. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Who's our biggest problem? The Chiefs, obviously, we haven't talked about them.
Which they weren't even there. They're not even in the picture right now.
Well, right. They're not in the picture, but will they be there? Probably, right? They'll probably. Yeah.
I feel like we can get beat by the Chiefs, the Ravens, or the Bills. I feel like we can get beat by those teams. Those are the only teams that I think that could beat us. And it depends on how the schedule falls. We don't play the Chiefs. We play the Bills once. We play the Ravens once. The Ravens, I'm afraid of because they're gonna, like Lamar Jackson, that guy's an enigma. So he's going to start slow and he's going to be disinterested, but he's going to turn it on at the end of the season. So I think that's going to be a very tough litmus test. I believe we play them off of the bye. Don't we play them off of the bye?
I think we play the Bills off the bye. And
the Bills and then the Bills and then the Ravens and then
I think.
And then the Jets and the Dolphins. Who I'm a little afraid of the Dolphins at the end, but who knows what's going to happen.
It's at home, though. It's at home, though.
So we're not going to know.
They're a volatile team. They're definitely a volatile team. So,
I can see a couple of losses coming after the bye, but I don't see any losses coming before the bye. I'll tell you that much right now. I still think we have the number one inside track to the top seed in the AFC. So let's just call spades spades. I think our record's going to end up being better than the Colts and the friggin' Broncos. So if those other two teams, talking about the Bills and the Ravens, if they step up, do they even mathematically have a chance to catch up to us when it comes to that time? Who knows? Time will tell. It would cause like a monumental collapse on our part and a monumental surge on their part.
Right.
So we're still a full two and a half games up on the Bills for the AFC East. So if we just maintain our trajectory, I think we have an inside track to possibly the top seed in the AFC.
If this team gets a first round bye and a second round home playoff game, look out, Santa Clara. Like I'm not even kidding. If we have that kind of momentum coming into the playoffs, it's going to be problems. These teams are going to have problems for sure. And obviously the big thing is our health.
Yeah. Joe, are we traveling to Santa Clara, Joe?
We might have to. We might have to. I might have to just tell the wife, "Hey, it's booked me for a few thousand. I'm going."
Oh, you'll get killed for that one, but I'm
man.
I'm ready to go.
I don't care if we go and just party in the streets. Let's go.
Hell yeah, man! Hell yeah, that would be awesome.
I mean, when you look at the games this week, you got the Bucs and the Bills. That's gonna be a good one. I think you have the Chiefs and the Broncos. The Colts are on a bye, so I mean, there's some impactful games when you even look at the AFC picture right now.
Yeah. One team's got to lose, and they all need wins, and they all impact us. And we have the Jets.
Indeed, absolutely.
Their business.
All right,
we got the Jets. We got the Jets number, baby. I don't see Aaron Jones. I already said it earlier, but Aaron Glenn. Keeping his quarterback hidden is just JV league type of stuff, man. It is not.
It's high school drama.
It's not professional football over there. He was the worst defensive coordinator with the Lions. I hated him when he played for the Jets in the 90s. I was there for all that stuff with Drew Bledsoe and whatnot when the Jets thought they were something. So I don't got nothing for Aaron Glenn at all.
They did give him a bag. They gave him a bag, and now he's got some draft picks to play with. So let's see what he's got. I agree. I don't have much respect for that organization in general. It's like them,
dysfunctional teams do dysfunctional things.
Until they do otherwise, you just assume they're going to do that, right?
Woody Johnson's one of the worst owners in football. Closely followed by Amy Adams Strunk. They asked Mike Vrabel this week on EEI on the Greg Hill show. They asked him, they were like, so I want you to come clean on why the Titans won't trade players to you. Not that he was even looking for any of their players over there, but they asked the question anyway, and he was like, look, Greg Hill was like, so Amy Adams Strunk, like, she won't trade to you just because she's mad at you or something. He's like, look, I haven't talked to her since the day she fired me. Her name and my name should not be made in the same sentence ever again. She fired me and I never looked back. I have nothing to do with any of that. So no, I have nothing to do with it. But it was really funny. Mike Vrabel literally said her name and my name should never be mentioned in the same sentence. So that's what that tells you. Mike Vrabel knows that he still holds a grudge against them. And look at them. They're 1-8. They fired their coach. She made the worst decision known to mankind. And Mike Vrabel is going to get coach of the MFing year. I guarantee Mike Vrabel, coach of the year this year.
Has to be. All right, boys. We're at prediction time here. MJ Rodnick, give me your prediction.
I think this game we're going to not do what we have, I feel, in the 6 or 7 of the 10 games. I think we're going to come out fast. We're going to come out hard on defense. We're going to stop them, and I think we're going to pull away early. And I think final score is going to be 30-10. I see maybe like a fourth quarter tutty from them. We're
30-10. I love it.
And then they score just a late garbage touchdown. I'm hoping we don't give up any garbage touchdowns. I felt like that was almost a killer last week when we let the Bucs march down the field. I don't think Vrabel is going to let that happen again. But 30-20 is
30-20.
What I'm going with.
Okay.
I like it.
Mike, what do you think?
I like it. I'm along the same lines. You know, Joe, that I have an issue with this team getting scored on early and then getting scored on late in trash time. I'm calling 31-17. I think, and again, I think they're going to score one on us early, one on us late, and maybe a field goal in between, but we're going to handle it with not much issue at all. So 31-17 is my score.
All right. I'm going to go close to the Bryson call. He always says 35-17. I'm going to go 38-17. Because I think we're going to get almost a 40 burger on these clowns. I just, again, I like some of their young players. I think it's Azariah Thomas is their young corner they drafted to replace Gardner.
But they have nothing. They have nobody else at this point.
But they don't have much else. They got
Brees
Hall, Jermaine Johnson. They got Mason Taylor. Their tight ends could give us some fits. All the tight ends do. Otten had a little bit, not a field day, but they always get their catches. Like you said, Mike, they'll score probably early and late. But I feel like our foot's going to be on the gas the whole time on offense. Are we scratching the surface right now of Trevion Henderson and Kyle Williams? Will we see more of them? If you see Kyle Williams with booty out start to creep up to 80% route participation, who knows? If he gets 3 or 4 catches, he could have a monstrous game. Like that guy is like, he's like Trevion. He's like one sliver away from just breaking it. I mean, Trevion almost broke it. There was a third run there that he
like
literally got a
yarder or so. Yeah, he got
shoestring tackle, and it was like, oh, he was so close. Granted, and then as well on the goal line, right? That crazy stop by the Bucs. I don't know if it was a DN or who it was. But so we're scratching the surface on some of our players that will, I mean, it's tough to say like make our offense explode because we're one of the most explosive teams right now. But those two players will put us over the edge. I mean, if they get going with Drake May, how he's playing, teams they're already on notice. They're going to be on more notice at that point. So
I'm still on the fence with Kyle Williams. I still think he's in the wrong spot a couple of times.
Sure.
I would prefer to have Booty back because he knows exactly what he's doing with Drake May. But he has the talent. He just doesn't have the spot in the rotation right now. If everybody's healthy, because they have a pretty solid rotation of 4 guys that they're going with. But having said that, if they can give him an opportunity, he can be explosive, but he plays the same position as Kayshon Boutte. So if Bootie's back, I don't know if he's going to get a lot of opportunity.
I agree, but we're in a great position, right? That's a great position to be in.
Of course.
You have your young guy who's clearly has a top end like that's insane. His ceiling is superior, I would say, to Boutte. Maybe, I don't know. That's still debatable, but once he comes back and you have him in limited time, he's got fresh legs. I love that. We were looking for depth options in the trade deadline, and we didn't get it. Do we already have it? I think so. Right. I think we do. I think we already have that depth, and so it's great that in these bum games, he's going to get run. He's going to build his confidence between him and Drake May getting on the same page. Hey guys, this could be great for the playoffs. Get these guys going earlier. Get these young players involved, and sky's the limit, guys. I can't stop saying it.
I agree.
All right, boys. Well, MJ Roddick, I appreciate you coming on, man. It was good impromptu episode.
Yeah, that was awesome, man. Thanks for joining.
No problem.
Yeah, and I'm glad you guys had fun down there. It looked like a lot of fun in Tampa. It was like 85 degrees and sunny.
Oh my gosh. It was overcast too, so it was perfect. It was funny because I'm not from Florida, and I'm watching a game, and like in the top left, there was like a bolt of lightning. I'm like, yo, are they gonna do something? No, it's Tampa. Play ball. I'm like, okay.
I love it.
You just got to deal with it. That's just the Tampa weather. What are you going to do?
Yep.
Awesome. Well, thank you for coming on, Mike. And Mike, as always, LFG. Let's go, boys.
Let's go.
Let's get to that 9 wins.
We're doing